Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Writers Conference. I am Elizabeth Decker, and I will be directing the next hour and a half, um, helping you tap into your personal story. So, my business is Create Your Story. Um, and this is to help you engage in connecting with your authentic self, taking some time to look into who you are, where you came from, where you're going in a completely freestyle, authentic way. So, long story short, there really aren't any rules to what it is that I do. It's not a grammar class or a painting class, but you are going to create your story with powerful words and bold colors. So, just for a setup, I want to make sure that everybody has probably some pens and pencils, something to write on, something to paint on. If you have those materials, I'll give you a few minutes. All right. As you can see, there's a lot of art in back of me. This is art that's been done by the veterans that I've been working with over the last couple of years at the VSA and through ArtSpark. So as you can see, they're all completely different, and everybody has their own unique style, whether it's black and white, bright, bold colors, abstract, very literal. Um, Let me scoot over here. Ooh. We have some very simple illustrations of happy, sad, two emotions that he visually was able to articulate and backing up with his story. So I'm a painter and a writer, and that's what I do to work through everything that I do, to help communicate my own personal story, and to put my story out into the world. So we're going to do a couple of these things today. Introduction, I don't think you need to know anything more about me, right? It's pretty clear. Then we're going to move into sort of a centering, very, very brief meditation. And the meditation is not to put you asleep, but really just to sort of ground you in the space that you're in right now, just so you can kind of release all the distractions from the external world and focus on yourself. All right. This is really an hour and a half gift that you're giving yourself today. So congratulations for being here. Welcome. It's so good to see you. So after we do the meditation, I am going to lead you into four writing prompts. So you don't have to sit there and figure out, oh my gosh, Elizabeth, what am I supposed to write about? What age am I supposed to start at? What part of the country am I supposed to start at? You don't have to worry about any of that because I'm going to lead you with a couple of writing prompts and you simply go from there. And it's like being a little kid at a swimming pool for the very first time. You're climbing up the ladder, you're going across the board, you're looking down into the pool, and then you just jump, knowing that you're safe and that there's plenty of water. So what I mean by that is that it's going to be stream of consciousness. You're just going to sit there and write whatever comes into your thoughts, whatever colors, whatever sounds, whatever voices. And these prompts have the power to transport you to any period of your life. Whether you were 3 years old, if you have that sort of memory, I don't, but every once in a while, I think my memories start around 5 or 6. But whatever the prompt takes you, the first thing that comes up, write with that, and allow the words to go, allow the words to tumble out in whatever way that they do. So, for example, some people like to write lists. Some people like to write a lot of adjectives about what it is that they're thinking. Other people write poems. Other people do a sort of freestyle stream of consciousness with words tumbling into one another and no grammar. And all of that is completely fine. After we're done with the writing exercises, which I'm going to put up on the camera, so in the absence, between writing prompts, you're just going to see the words. And then everybody's going to mute their phones, I guess. I certainly will be on this side, and I'm going to allow you to have that space of 7 minutes to write. And then I will come back on because I'll be timing from my phone here. And I'll say, time's up, you put your pencil down. And don't worry about it. This is something that if you feel like you want to finish, you can go back and finish. Oh, Mr. Townsend just came. Hi. He heard me and he heard everything he said. So welcome. So good to see you. Yes, that's your spot. But you need some blank paper too to write on. Awesome. Guys, I have a couple of people here. I've got like a tiny little audience in front of me. I'm so grateful and happy. So I'm able to communicate with some people here and watch what it is that they do. So Mr. Townsend just entered. He was at his home and drove all the way down here to see us. And he heard everything I said. So going back to the writing prompts, I'm going to leave them on the camera for your viewing because you're like, oh my God, I've lost my train of thought. I don't know what it was that she was talking about. You look up at the camera, there's the writing prompt, you go from there. After the writing prompts are done, I'm going to give you a little break so you can get up, move around, do some yoga, dance, whatever it is that you want to do. And then we're going to go into the painting, and you're going to paint your story. You're going to create what it is that you wrote visually, and that can be in whatever form you want it to be. So some people are going to have paints in front of them. Some people are going to have charcoal and pastel, markers. Some people are just going to have a graphite pencil. They're just going to do it in black and white, and that is completely fine. So when the painting part of the exercise, the workshop is over, I'm going to leave about 20 to 25 minutes for anybody who wants to share. And I truly hope that you will share your stories and your art, because for me, that's what this workshop is all about. It's not so much the product that you're going to create. You know, it's not about the writing sample. It's not about the piece of art that you've just created. It really is about sharing and communicating your story with everybody here that's shown up today. Because I think it is our stories that connect us as human beings. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, oh my gosh, it's so heavy. We need to communicate. We need to communicate and support each other and hold each other up and embrace each other as best we can, which I know that there's a no touching, no touching policy right now. But we are here together, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So all that being said, are you guys ready to start?
Yes. Yay.
Yay! I got my troop here saying we are ready to start. Now, normally I play some music. I'm not going to do that right now because I understand there's big kickback from the feed. So I don't want it to become annoying to anybody. So we're going to begin with the meditation. So I would like everybody to sit wherever it is that they're sitting, in their house, outside, in their home, wherever it is that you are. Oh my goodness. And I invite you to just come into the space. All right. Close your eyes if that feels safe to you. I'm going to close mine. All right, let's take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go. Do this on your own and just notice while you're breathing how your body feels. And with each breath, know that you're taking in the nutrients and love. And with each exhale, know that you are letting go of all the distractions, the complications, the anxiety, the stress that you might have been holding on to for the last couple of days, weeks. Just let it go. Let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. And if it feels good to wiggle around, plant your feet on the ground, then go ahead and do that. Now I want to take you on a journey. Imagine yourself standing in a field, on the beach, on a mountain, a place of your creation that makes you feel safe and loved and joyful. Picture yourself there in the beauty surrounding you. And just notice and observe what that looks like to you. Is it a field of flowers? A mountaintop? An ocean? Or are you sitting on a cloud? Now imagine the sounds around you in this beautiful place you have created of your creation. Just notice if there's birds, if there's music. Are there people, or are you alone? And there is no wrong or right way. This is your special place of your creation. So just check in and see what's going on. And as you're standing and relaxing in your place of creation, you look out onto the horizon and you see a tiny little light, little teeny tiny yellow light. And with curiosity, you move closer and closer. And the light gets larger and larger. As you get closer and closer, you come upon the light, which now looks like a giant golden orb of light. And as you look into that light, you see the reflection of yourself looking back with love and warmth and arms extended to embrace, to hold, to nurture. Take that in and feel it. Look at it. Examine it. And when you're ready, I invite you back into the space. Eyes open. You might want to rub them. You might want to yawn, actually. You might want to have a sip of coffee because now you're really sleepy. So come on back into the space. Pick up your pencil. And with the sheet of paper in front of you, write, beginning with the words, I am. I am. Hi, guys. I'm back. All right, that's been 5 minutes. Woo, how did that feel? Sorry, I feel like I got off to a rocky start. I am getting used to these Zoom things, so bear with me. But all right, I am. You know, sometimes I am is, I'm going to hear what you guys have to say later, but sometimes it's hard, and it's a really good icebreaker, I think, because it really helps people identify with who they are in the moment. Like, who am I? What am I made up of? Why am I here? I'm really cool. I am. So it's powerful, and it's presented to you to be empowered. So I can't wait to hear what it is that you guys wrote about I am. All right, take a breath. Whew. All right, we're going to go into another one, and this one's going to be fun. So when you're doing these writing prompts, I want you to focus not so much on the grammar or whether there's any consistency or really whether any of the thoughts go together. What I want you to think of is the specifics of the memory, like the place that it takes you in your personal story. So think about things such as where you are, what's going on, how old are you, what season is it? Are there people around you, or are you all alone? Are you talking to your diary, or are you talking to your best friend? It can be a conversation and a dialogue. I have a lot of people with that really dig doing dialogue and creating little scenes and cartoons and out of these vignettes, right? These vignettes of personal story. Other times it takes people to places that they haven't visited in a very, very long time, which is surprising and can sometimes be a discovery and oftentimes leads to other places within their thoughts, whether people are continuing to go ahead and write something, a memoir, a novel, a fiction, whatever it is. Sometimes these help. You ready for the next one? This one's going to be 7 minutes. 7 minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer. I'm allowing you a little bit more time to focus. So close your eyes. Close your eyes for a minute. Squeeze them shut, if that helps. The next writing prompt. It was later than I thought. You know what this instant reminds me of? This reminds me of like looking at the clock when I was a teenager in high school, and it was later than I thought. And if I didn't get my butt home soon, my father was going to, you know what, me. So I was very aware of the time. What is, it was later than I thought. This can be your first sentence. It can be your last sentence. It can be a sentence that shows up during the course of your story. It was later than I thought. And then if at some point during this story, a giant black bird flies through the window and lands on the counter, well, I'm okay with that. I'm curious, who added the black bird? Boop, 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 boop. We've come to the end of our 7 minutes. It might seem like a long time, but it isn't. And if there's a couple of you out there that are still writing, go ahead and finish up your thoughts. This is not school. Not going to sit there and crack your knuckles with a ruler. Nobody does that anymore anyway. And if they did, they'd get arrested. So it's not that kind of class. We have time for 2 more writing prompts. And I also wanted to say, while you guys are doing this, because I know it's a writing workshop, but we like to paint too. While we're doing this, sometimes people like to do 2 things at once, right? They like to be writing and they like to be doodling or illustrating or coloring. Now, sometimes people are going to add their words onto the paper and paint over them. Or paint along with them, combining both the story and the visual story that you're trying to communicate. So feel free to be doing that the whole time. This is your space. And if you're home and you've got your stereo hooked up, then turn the music loud, because I for one know that I like to create when I'm listening to some, I don't know, jazz, or I really go back into the whole 1960s, early 70s thing with Joni Mitchell and Joan Baez and that whole thing. Castle and I were talking about the Grateful Dead. She's considerably younger than me. As a matter, she could be not my granddaughter, but my daughter for sure. She's my son's age, I think. Anyway, she loves the Grateful Dead, so we were talking about that too. But whatever music floats your boat, to get you into the space, go ahead and do that, because your microphones are muted at home until we, take you off for the share later. And I think it's just a really great way to be inspired and to get your motor going. You know what I mean? Raise your hands for those of you on camera. Who's painting as well as writing right now? Who's doing some sort of visual? Anybody? Oh, okay, Susan is. No? You can be doing that too. But we're doing the writing first, and then we follow up with the painting of that story. And it doesn't have to be any specific story that came out. You could really paint the mood that you're kind of feeling right now, the mood that all this is leaving you with. It could be a collection of stories or words, or just kind of what you walked into the space with, because sometimes that mood sticks with us all day long. All right, so I'm excited. This is a good one. Close your eyes. Take a breath, because we're cleansing ourselves from the last writing exercise, going into a new story. And this can take you anywhere, right? It might take you out of your 5-year-old self and put you to your 33-year-old self. Who knows? Right. Yeah. So I see that everybody's getting quiet with their eyes closed. Here we go. That was the morning I woke up and everything changed. Go ahead and open your eyes. See where you are, what's going on. That was the morning everything changed. The morning I woke up and everything changed. 7 minutes. While you're writing this, I'm just going to whisper little nothings into your ear. Just absorb it if you want. If you don't, carry on. But wherever you are in your personal story, when you woke up that morning and everything changed, what was the temperature like? Was it freezing cold? Did you need another blanket? Were you hot and sweaty? Was it moist? Was it raining? Where were you living at the time? How old were you? And I'm curious if that change that occurred that morning when you woke up, is it still with you today? Or did you grow out of it? Did that change? Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Okay, welcome back into the space. All right. You guys should have 3 solid pieces of writing at this point. So I'm wondering, if there's been any discoveries or shocking revelations. Sometimes I have shocking revelations and I'm like, whoa, where'd that come from? So we're going to share all that later. What I'd like you to do now is get out your paints. I have markers here. Now, this isn't a painting class, so I hope you weren't expecting that. This is very intuitive. I really encourage you guys to play. What? Play. Play. What's play? Oh, that time when you allowed yourself to be free and you could just go out and do whatever you wanted without any sort of responsibilities or repercussions. Play. Let's play. Let's play with paint. My guys over here are getting up. We have an art table in the back. They're getting all kinds of things. These are acrylic paints. I don't know if anybody has these. I like them. They're really thick. You can just squirt that right on your piece of paper. Some people like to work with markers and things like that. All right. I can't hear anybody. But this is one of the questions that people are always ask. I've never painted. I can't paint. Oh my God, I don't know what to paint. I don't know where to go. How do I start? Okay. Whoa, take a breath. Slow down. Now, say that was the morning I woke up and everything changed, and that's sort of the story that you're focused on, right? Or maybe it brought up a certain mood, like excitement or curiosity or profound change where you really experienced a shift in your life that morning. What does that look like visually? It's a great idea. If you can't draw it, like if you can't draw yourself in bed waking up in the morning, or you can't draw the situation that occurred, think about the colors it represents. Think about the emotions that are running through your entire being, right? Excitement to me would be yellow or orange. And I don't know why excitement is yellow or orange to me. I think because they're bold colors and they're bright. And for me, they represent change. So I might start from there. Just play like this is sort of, I know it's hard for to see, so I'm starting this way first because I don't really know what I'm doing either, you know. And I'm an artist, I have no idea, but that's how I paint usually. I usually just start with a color and I see where it takes me. I like to go on the artistic journey. I've got a color theme going on here, so now I've added some pink. It kind of looks like an infinity, right? Sort of. Wasn't my intention, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? So I'm just going to keep playing, and I hope that you guys are playing too. Oh, now it's looking like a flower, you guys. How's everyone doing over here? Castle, you doing good? Okay. Susan, whatever you want. So taking the combination of the stories and the emotions and the feelings that are surfacing right now from all the discoveries that you might have made in the last hour, draw however you feel. If you feel, it can be literal, it can be abstract, it can be a cartoon, it can be one solid line. You know, who am I to say what the image is for you? This is what I'm feeling right now. I think it's kind of where I'm going. It's a very, I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like a flower. But so you guys have about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes to do this. Just play. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for trusting me. I hope it was entertaining. I hope you had a good time. And I hope you continue your creative journey, no matter what that tumbles out like for you. All right? Writing, art, exploring, whatever it is, be joyful, be good, be healthy. Peace out.